Hello everybody, it's me again. I'm coming at you guys with something a little different today. First of all, I want to say thanks for watching my videos. I did not expect my videos to blow up this much. Where my Evil Hero video I posted a couple days ago, like the first overnight, it got like 3K views. I was like, what the hell? That was crazy. Thank you very much. I'm also making this video to answer some common questions being asked in my comment section. It's not that I don't appreciate it. I appreciate the activity. I just it's better off that I make a video about this just to make it simpler, so I can explain to you all basically the same, where I don't have to keep repeating myself. Just no offense, I just don't feel like explaining it over and over. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain some of the things that I run on my deck. I'm also going to, for people that are very new to Heroes and they actually want to play it, because I'm getting people that are asking me how do I, certain combos. I'm going to do it all in like one video. Taking a small break from the norm. So most of you are, they're asking me of why I'm running super polymerization. Some people don't think it's good. Some people don't think it's worth it. I'm going to tell you right now. It's a very clutch get out of the jail free card. In my opinion, the reason why I'm going to give you like the biggest reason why I run super polymerization. The main reason is that most of the meta decks that I'm playing against in rank, Plat 1 rank specifically, they run Eldritch, Drytron, Galaxy Eyes. You know what they have in common is that they're all light attribute monsters. So this is what I'm talking about. When I have a hero monster like Liquid Soldier or like any elemental hero that I could like put on the field pretty easily, like Stratos mostly, and they have like, let's say, Drytron, or they have Eldritch, or they have Utopia. Utopia is also a light attribute deck. You can also use super polymerization to fuse Stratos or Liquid Soldier or any other elemental fusion, and you can make the Shining. The Shining is actually a pretty clutch monster to fusion summon. You get a +1 from their field basically, and you get rid of one of their boss monsters. It's actually really good for interruption. Super polymerization is actually good for Mud Dragon. So, for example, let's say Utopia has Utopic Draco Future, and they have that other, I forgot the name. They're two different types, but the same attribute. I do the same thing with Virtual World. When they have the same attribute, but a different type, I can actually use super polymerization to fuse those two monsters from their field to my field. I can make Mud Dragon. It takes two monsters off their field, and I get a +1, and on top of that I can choose which attribute. What I can do is if they, Virtual World likes to target each other with wind monsters, I could just target, I can activate wind attribute, and nothing wind attribute can be targeted, and just make some scoop. It's a very situational card, yes, but it's very good in some cases where like the most common attribute, in my opinion, is light, because Drytron and Eldritch and Utopia, those are the main three that I keep going against are light. So I always have the Shining, and also not just the Shining. You can also use it for Absolute Zero. If there's a water monster, you can, or a Liquid Soldier, or whoever, or Stratos. Mostly Stratos. Stratos is like the target that you want, and you can make Absolute Zero Super Poly. If you're going against Hero Mirrors, you can make Sunrise. You can make not Bane. I think that's it. No, in Hero Mirrors it's nice because one of the videos I did before, where the enemy had Bane and someone else, I think Liquid Soldier, and I was able to make Absolute Zero on my field. That was hilarious. So you don't know who you're fighting. You're kind of going in blind. You don't really know what they're having. But the most common attribute that I'm going against is light. So light is very good to make the Shining, because lighting needs one elemental hero and one light monster. You can fuse Eldritch, you can fuse Draco Future, you can fuse Galaxy Eyes, Photon Dragon, or the level 62, the big boss monster. You can just get rid of it. It's also just nice because you can't negate. It can't be negated, aka you can't use any card to respond to this effect. It's pretty much oh, sorry. The most problematic light monster, Herald of Ultimateness, cannot answer it. He can't answer it. You could just take it away. Like it's so easy. So that's pretty much like my explanation to super polymerization. I wanted to get that out of the way because I'm getting so many questions on why I run it and if it's good. I'm basically telling you that I think it's good. I'm gonna keep running it. I did make a deck where I had D-Force, and I took out super polymerization. It's honestly, D-Force is way too inconsistent because even if you play D-Force, it can still be destroyed by Harpy's Feather Dust or Lightning Storm. And even with Plasma setup, you can still get Kaiju'd. I get Kaiju'd so often. Like, it's just, it makes it almost unplayable because you're using so much resources to summon Plasma. And if they Kaiju or whatever, it's gone. It's not very worth it. I took it out. I decided to use this deck instead. Super Polys are very nice. Also, one more. I'm getting this explanation is a little too long, but one more deck that you should reconsider is Cyber Dragons. Cyber Dragons are also, you know, they're not that popular, but you do see them pop up here and now. Again, another light attribute deck. Like, they're all light monsters. Cyber Dragons are light. So you can fuse Super Poly the Cyber Dragon Infinity or Nova or anything. Not the Rampage Dragon. I think that's dark, but other than that, you can Super Poly. It's a clutch card. I like it. Anyways, moving on. Another question that was being brought up a lot is why am I running Bane? You don't need it. Yeah, I get it. You don't need Bane, but I want Bane. It's a little redundant to have Absolute Zero and Bane in the same deck because they're both Raigekis. But you gotta realize, one of those card effects can be negated, and if you basically have your Absolute Zero get negated, you don't have a Raigeki anymore. So you have like a backup Raigeki. Also, it's just my personal preference. I know some people think the Evil Hero package is a dead draw with Dark Calling. I disagree. You can get Dark Calling pretty easily. You can actually get it rolling pretty easily. The only rare occasion that you can't use Dark Calling is if you don't have Rhoda or Stratos, because you can't search for a Dusted Gold. If you don't have like any way to search for a hero monster and get a Dusted Gold, then maybe it's a dead draw because you need a Dusted Gold in the graveyard or in your hand for this to even work. So if you drew it too early, it's not that big of a deal. It's a combo deck. You can definitely set up a play to get a Dusted Gold to your hand or in the graveyard. So I disagree that it's dead draw. I use it very often. I summon Bane almost every game. It's very easy to summon. You just need Malicious, Forest, and Gold in the grave or hand, and you just make him. Honestly, I said this in the comments before. Malicious Bane is like chocolate cake. You don't need it, but you want it. Because, you know, I'm a big boy. Malicious Bane is chocolate cake to me, and I like chocolate cake, so I'm going to use it. I need it. In my eyes, I need it. Because I'm American.
That is what I'm talking about. High five.
Another question is also being brought up a lot in the comments in my older videos is, are heroes worth getting? Are they expensive? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, heroes are very, very expensive because you need your core cards. They're all ultra rare, and you need multiple copies of that ultra rare. So it's very, very expensive. If you didn't use your beginning gems on the hero deck, and you're pretty much out of gems, and like you somehow use them all, and then you decide you want to play heroes, it's expensive because you like ultra. Yeah, it's just there's so much. It's expensive. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I actually dropped money in this game because I was playing Blue Eyes White Dragon when I first started playing. Then I started making a hero deck, and I realized it's going to take forever to grind all these gems to get these heroes because they're all rare. They're all ultra rare. So in order for me to get this efficiently, I had to drop money, and my wallet was not very happy. Okay, and finally, the last question that I could think of that's been commonly asked in the comments, is they're asking me, why am I going all in? Why am I playing all my cards in one turn? I understand that sometimes you need to hold back. You want to follow-up play next turn, but you guys have to realize this is regarding to the people that aren't too experienced with playing heroes, but you guys have to realize that heroes are an aggressive combo deck. They're very aggressive, and you kind of have to play into things. This is basically like you basically have to have balls playing this deck, because if you hold back and you don't play all of your cards, like let me rephrase that. If you don't have a strong enough board that you think it's too weak, you're going to lose anyway. Yes, you can get lightning stormed. Yes, you can get Regeki'd, Nibiru'd, whatever. But if you don't play your board, you kind of have to play into that stuff in order to even create a win condition. Because heroes are all about fusions. They're all about tempo. If you don't have tempo, you lose the game. If you don't have tempo, you lose. Most of the time, anyway. You can come back if you top deck something, or if you get the appropriate combo pieces for that particular situation. You can still win. But to increase your win percentage, you have to go balls to the wall. You have to basically, you can't be a pussy. You kind of have to just play into, go all in, blow your load, whatever term you want to use. People are questioning why I summoned Bane first turn. I summoned Bane first turn because, if you don't know, he can't be destroyed by battle or by card effects. It's actually really annoying to get through Bane because you have to have Droplet or Impermanence for him, or else he's not going to leave the field. You have to banish him or bounce him, and not too often they have answers to Bane first turn. So they had to basically play around him. And Bane isn't my only win condition. If they do Droplet Bane, or if they permanence him, that's one Droplet and impermanence that they don't have for my other win conditions like Sunrise, Dystopia, Dark Law. Like, I have other win conditions besides just Bane. So Bane's almost like bait. I kind of use him to bait, and I also use him as a wall, because not many people can get to Bane the first turn they play. So it's just to help build my board so I don't lose, or I can keep the tempo. Basically, TLDR, the greatest defense is the greatest offense. You have to basically set up a board big enough for your opponent to either scoop or to play conservatively, and they have to play slow, because they don't have an answer to all your heroes. If they don't have Raigeki or Lightning Storm, they're pretty much screwed. They have to figure out how to break your board. And from my experience, this is going from my experience, they don't really have the answer for that. And next turn, I can follow up my plays with other stuff in my hand. or from the graveyard, or I can link summon, or they're just. What I like about heroes is that there's so much variety of what you can do. They all play off each other. Like Liquid Soldier can bring Shadow Mist from the grave. Forest can send Malicious from the hand to the grave. Malicious can be activated in the graveyard. Like, there's just so many ways they could play off. There's so many combinations that I can't exactly explain to you completely. I'll explain a little bit, but to basically my last time repeating my answer is that the reason why I go all out is because I had the most success of winning the game with tempo. Also with Sunrise, basically it's good for protection. This just in case things get, too out of hand, I could just mass change Absolute Zero, make Acid. It's a Harpy Feather Duster and a Raigeki. So I have that on the field. I have Dystopia to pop a card. Like it's basically for protection for the other stuff they have. So yeah, I explained it to them, but they kind of don't understand. Or I guess the people that they also play hero, they like to play conservative. It's a play style. Like, you don't have to play all your cards, but I feel like if you don't play all your cards, you're gonna lose anyway. Because who knows? What if they have a Drytron deck? You won the coin flip, you went first. Now they have Drytron, and they go off, and then they just run you over with the little board you have. Or maybe it's Cyber Dragon, or it's Tri Brigade. Like, if you don't play all your cards, you're probably gonna lose anyway. That's pretty much my take to it. Because there's a lot of occasions where I hold back on Miracle Fusion, or I hold back on a fusion spell. I'm like, oh, I'll use this next turn, and then like next turn happens, and they managed to answer my board, and I'm like, damn it! If I actually played this, I probably could have won the game, because I could have Miracle Fusion Absolute Zero and mass change to Acid and Raigeki their field. Because it sucks when you hold back when you think that you should hold back, and that holding back actually made you lose. So I kind of just go balls to the wall. It works most of the time. Sometimes you see I get Raigeki and I just get sad, but it doesn't happen too often, thankfully. But yeah, that's my answer to that question. And now I can get to the actual explanation. Alright guys, the second part of the video is starting now. After all the explanation, I'm going to show you, or I guess I'm going to explain to you, and I guess I'm going to try to show you the main general bread and butter combos used to win games with the heroes. This is how you get Plat 1. I'm Plat 1 currently. My win rate is actually not that bad, or I win and lose here and there, but I mostly just win. I have maybe like an 80% win rate, something like that. The reason why I have this win rate is because I'm following the same strategies and the same basic bread and butter combos every game, and this has the highest success rate. And I'm going to explain to you like pretty much all of the general combos that you want to do. I'm not going to do every single combo because that's going to take forever. There's so many combos you can do, so many paths you can take, but this is the most generic and the most basic-ish, where it doesn't get too complicated. The most basic but very, very effective combos and heroes that will get you Plat 1 pretty easily. And I'm going to tell you all of them. Alright guys, I just drew this hand. I just went into solo mode and I got this hand. We're gonna see if what we can do. We have Malicious in the hand. That's not too great. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if we can actually get the Dark Claw combo going. Get a Foolish Burial. I'm going to send Shadow Mist to the grave. I don't want to use her effect yet, because I want to use it, save it for a mass change. We're gonna use Rhoda. And we're gonna add Liquid Soldier to our hand. Summon Liquid Soldier, uses effect. I'm gonna get Shadow Mist. And Shadow Mist gives us our mass change. Take a pretty one. Now here's where the bait comes in. You can either play mass change now or save it for later for acid if they have like L-Lich or something. For video purposes, I'm going to use it now. Summon that Dark Law. I actually shouldn't summon it here because if they have like Relinquish Anima or something, they could take it. Don't do that. Always set it somewhere that's safe. So now we have Dark Law, and this is a pretty bait board because I could just set Super Poly. Now what you can do here is that you don't have to do anything else because you already have Liquid Soldier and you have Dark Law. So what's gonna happen is anything they try to summon, like Link Summon, Fusion Summon, Synchro Summon, all of it gets banished unless they have an answer for this right now. And what's the bait is Liquid Soldier. So Liquid Soldier is an elemental hero. That's exactly what I wanted. And let's say the opponent is Drytron or L-Lich or something light based. And when I pass my turn, they probably do something like setting up their combos by Link Summoning or Fusion Summoning or Synchro Summon, whatever. XC Summon. I have Super Poly. If I think a monster is too big to handle, I could just Super Poly, fuse this with their light monster, and I can make the Shining. It's pretty easy. He's really strong. Also takes away the boss monster. Now, what they also can do is that they're afraid of my, they want this dead. They can just summon a monster and go for battle phase and attack it. What I can do is I can just Super Poly. In case to protect my Dark Law, I fuse this with this. Either it's Liquid Soldier, Absolute Zero, the Shining. I have a couple options. Hell, even Mud Dragon if it's water. Like, this is a bait board. It's a small board, and also I could discard this Malicious to activate Super Poly, and I could then have a follow-up play next turn to Link Crusader. So that's one example of a board that's nice to have. The next setup I'm going to show you is the Plasma setup. Summoning Plasma is actually pretty clutch. In case it just shuts down a bunch of combo starters. They have to get rid of Plasma. Sometimes they don't have an answer for Plasma. They only have the answer is combo. So if they don't have Raigeki or Lightning Storm or whatever, it's just like, or Droplet. He kind of stays on the board and kind of walls the combos because it's a one-sided skill drain. Once he's on the field, it's a skill drain. So there's also a way to summon Plasma without getting Nibiru'd, as if you summon him in 4 summons instead of 5, so they can't Nibiru it. And I see we have Fusion Destiny, so that's actually possible. If you have Fusion Destiny, you can definitely play him out. So we're gonna play Fusion Destiny right now, and we're gonna summon Dangerous. Now we're going to send Shadow Mist to the grave, along with Malicious. This counts as 1 summon. Shadow Mist. I use Shadow Mist's effect to add pretty much any monster. The follow-up I'm going to do is I'm going to I could add Forest, but that's what I'd normally go for if I were to do this effect, do this play. But for the summoning purposes of Plasma, I'm going to use Stratus. Okay, so this is one summon. Now, I banished Malicious, summon my second Malicious. That's 2 summons. And with Stratos, you summon Stratos, activate his effect. This is the 4th summon, or this is the 3rd summon. Now, you can add Forest, or you can add a Dusted Gold to your hand, which I like to do. You add Dusted Gold because you have Malicious and Dusted Gold. You can send a Dusted Gold to the grave. Let's just do it. There's no Ash Blossom, clearly, so you can add this to your hand for the follow-up play. Now you have 3 monsters. This is all 3 summons, and now you got your 4th summon. And they can't Nibiru you because this is only 4 summons. Yeah, Plat, you got Dangerous is 1, Malicious is 2, Stratos is 3, and Plasma is 4. And you get your Droplet. In case they Droplet you, they want to run it over, you Droplet them, it stays in the field. You want to keep this in the field, and you can't be Nibiru'd, so you don't have to worry about that. That's how you summon, that's the Plasma setup. There's obviously more ways you can do this. If you're not afraid of Nibiru, you can actually play Dark Calling, and you can summon your Malicious Bane, just for extra backup. And normally when they have Bane like this, and then the Plasma, they can't exactly do much to this, because I'm just going to have Droplet, and I can send this to the graveyard. And I send Shadow Mist to the graveyard. I'm going to have, to add a hero to my hand, I'm going to add Honest Neos for more protection. So this is just another example of Plasma setup. It's good. It's a skill drain. They normally can't do much to it. They also have Bane, so they have to answer to 2 boss monsters. And normally they just scoop. It's very easy to summon Bane with the follow-up of Plasma. So there's your example. Okay guys, so this is another night for me because for some reason after I did that Plasma demonstration, my internet went out for a while and I basically went to sleep, so it's a new night. I kind of forgot where I was left off. I think I did the Plasma combo, I demonstrated the Dark Wall combo. I'm going to demonstrate your opening field, like just to basically demonstrate what starting board you should have for your first turn. So as you can see, I have no Forest, I have Malicious in my hand. You might think this hand's pretty bad, but you can make it work because heroes are pretty flexible. As long as you have like 1 combo piece, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So we're going to summon Vion. Instead of sending Malicious to the graveyard, we're going to send Shadow Mist instead. We're going to Shadow Mist in the graveyard, we're going to add a hero to our hand, and this time we're going to add Forest. So we're going to go from that, we're going to use Forest's effect, and we're going to send Malicious to the grave to special summon. We're going to use Forest's effect to bring Increase out of the deck. Kind of working in reverse. You don't have to summon Increase by tributing Vion because you already have Vion. Instead, what you can do, you could banish Shadow Mist to get the poly. You want to keep Malicious in the grave for now. Basically going backwards. So we're gonna use Malicious effect to bring out. And there you go. We're gonna use Increase, put the body on the board. And we may as well bring back the second Vion, just have more bodies. Now we have 4 on the board. Just out of 1 Vion, we managed to get 4 on the board. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna link summon Vion and then Increase. get the Cross Crusader. We're gonna get Cross Crusader to fish out Malicious. And put him back in the graveyard. And we're gonna get now we have a polymerization in our hand. We can fuse Liquid Soldier into one of these fusions, or to make a fusion, or we can go for Malicious Bane. Honestly, the better play is to get Liquid Soldier, because you can get Sunrise and you get Miracle Fusion and draw 2 cards. So I'm definitely going to get Liquid Soldier over a Dust of Gold. Yes, I can make Bane, but it's not the best play. So I'm going to use Polymerization to get more value, and we're going to make Sunrise. And we're going to fuse Liquid Soldier, and let's do Vion. Summon Sunrise. Alright, we got Sunrise. We're going to activate Liquid Soldier first, then Sunrise. A while ago, I've been told that I could choose my chains. I didn't know that. I am a Master Duel Scrub. Now I know. I get the Miracle Fusion first, and I get my 2 draw cards. If we get Master Change, it'd be nice. Oh, 2 forests. That's not good. We're gonna get rid of all those forests. Now we're gonna Miracle Fusion, and we're gonna make Absolute Zero. So banish him, banish whoever, Vion, doesn't matter. And we're gonna summon Absolute Zero in defense mode. I'm gonna say it again. The reason why I put monsters like this in defense mode is because so I don't get blown up by Lightning Storm. You want to make sure you have some protection. You don't want to have everything in attack mode, because if they Lightning Storm, everything dies. So if you happen to have a monster in defense mode, it doesn't die. And if this dies, all monsters on your opponent's field are, it's like a Regeki. So you want this alive until the time is right. So now we don't have Mass Change for Acid, but that's okay. We can actually proxy Mass Change. Instead of getting Acid, we can just Forbidden Droplet. If we really want to, we could send this to the graveyard, and once this is sent to the graveyard, we can negate somebody in case there's like a card that can't be destroyed by card effects or unaffected by card effects or something. You can actually Droplet that, and while this goes to the graveyard, it blows it up because it's negated. So we're gonna set this down. And what you can do, if you really want to, you can link for Dread Decimator, but that's more like a going second card. You don't really summon him first turn because there's no reason to. Unfortunately, we don't have a Mask Change. That'd be nice because we can Mask Change either one of these if they're targeted, but it's fine. We have Sunrise for the protection. If a monster attacks any hero, I can pop it. Any monster, any card I can destroy. Forest and Crusader are pretty strong because of Sunrise. So if you didn't know, Sunrise has the ability to increase all hero monsters on the field by 200 for each different attribute. I have Dark and Light and Water. So every monster is increased by 600 attack points. So beast them all up. It's nice. We also have Honest Neos in case they get attacked. If they attack Sunrise, because it only works if you attack other hero monsters. But if you attack Sunrise directly, he can't activate his effect. But what I have is Honest Neos. If they attack him, they want to run him over, he's going to get 2,500 more attack points. So he'll be at 5,600. So the attacking monster will die and your board will be protected. Now, if they have a monster, maybe another monster, if you want to like Droplet, you can either be a big brain and send this to the graveyard and destroy all monsters that you control if they have too many, if they swarm the board. Or you can just send like Forest or something, or you can Max C. This is pretty much like a decent starting board. You got Sunrise and you got Absolute Zero and you got Droplet. You want a back row, one back row at least for Impermanence or Droplet. Then you also have Neos, and you just have fairly good protection. So this is a pretty good opening board. I'm also going to address something about going all out. If I didn't mention it already, I'm going to mention it again. You have to kind of like go balls to the wall, and you have to make sure you have a good starting board, or else you're going to get ran over and you're going to lose. So that's why I didn't hold the Miracle Fusion, but I do have protection. So this is a pretty good. I have 4 monsters. and I can bust a card. I can blow up the enemy field. Like, it's good. So that's an example of board. If you don't have mass change, you can just use this board instead. So there you go. All right, guys. Second example. So this is my opening hand. I have 2 mass changes, and I have Forest with the Malicious. This is a pretty scary first hand. I'm gonna tell you why. 2 mass changes off the bat is crazy strong. So first thing first, we're gonna activate Forest's effect. We're gonna send Malicious to the grave. Summon Forest. Use Forest's effect to get increase. Now we're gonna use increase. Get rid of Forest. Get that increase. And we're going to use him to fish out Vion. Now, since we already have Malicious in the graveyard, we're not going to send Malicious to the grave. So instead, we're going to send Draw Hand. So send Draw Hand. Now, here's where the strategy is a little different. So we're going to use Vion's effect, because why not? We're going to remove Forest. Get a polymerization. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to banish Malicious to get the second Malicious from the deck. And what we're going to do is we're going to link summon. Doesn't matter which one you pick. We're going to make Cross Crusader. Reduce Cross Crusader's effect. We're going to bring out Draw Hand. Now, set him. We're going to use his effect. Draw Hand, basically when you special summoned by the effect of a hero monster, we both draw a card. So we're going to draw a card, and now we're going to chain our mass changes. Mass change 1 on Draw Hand. Ah, shit. Bruh. That was my bad. I misclicked. Okay, don't do that. Don't misclick. That was terrible. So we summon our Dark Law. Well, what you should have done is that that was so bad. You get the idea. I was supposed to use my second mass change on this increase to make another Dark Law, and instead of banishing 1, I'm going to banish 2. That's fine. You get the idea. We're going to banish. Oh, why not? I may as well use it now. Screw it. I wonder if it works this way. I've never tried this before. Never misclicked on this combo. We're gonna summon this in attack mode because we already have one in defense mode. So yeah, banish 1. It's fine. You don't want to misclick. That was my fault. But you're supposed to banish 2 cards, and now you can just set your back row. Also, let me address something else. Some people are asking why I'm putting spells like this in the back row. But basically for mind games, I put poly down. If I don't have to use poly, I don't have any use for it. I can just set it down and just pretend it's a back row that's important, and they kind of burn the resources to destroy this. Harpy's Feather Duster, or like they use like MST, just to like expend the resources and make them play around it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass our turn, and what's gonna happen is Draw Hand's gonna activate in the graveyard. Do you want to activate Draw Hand? You want to say yes. So you put it in defense mode or attack mode, whichever you want. You activate Draw Hand's effect. We both draw a card, and we activate both Dark Laws. So you're supposed to banish 4 cards. You banish 1, you banish 2. Normally they don't have much to work with, and obviously you have Droplet in case they want to just why not? If you want a Droplet, you could probably just send whoever you want to the graveyard. Poly. Like, you have protection. So that's pretty much the Dark Law combo. They have 2 in hand. Don't misclick. That's all I can really say. But yeah, that's the example of double Dark Law. It's very strong. The requirements of having the Dark Law like that, with double mass change, is you just have to have like 1 mass change. If you don't have 2 mass change, then you could probably link into Wonder Driver. But if you can't, if you can only do 1 Dark Law, that's fine too. But like, I only did that because you have 2 mass changes. I was basically demonstrating how strong it is to have 2 mass changes off the bat with Forest, and he had Malicious. That was a pretty strong hand. So it's not, you're not gonna get this combo off every game, but when you have the cards for it, you should definitely do it. So that's your example, and that's pretty much. This board is pretty much what makes people scoop, because you banish 4 cards and they only have 2 left for the entire turn. So they kind of just auto scoop. If you get that combo off and they don't have Ash Blossom, then they pretty much lose the game. So that's how I've been getting a lot of wins. The reason why you don't see this too much in my videos is because I don't post them, because they scoop immediately, and it's not really it's not that entertaining to keep posting videos like that where they just auto scoop turn 1. Like I show a few of them. I don't show all of them all the time because it's kind of boring. I kind of want some actual games to play and show. But yeah, this happens a lot, and that's how I get most of my wins turn 1. They can't play the game. So there's your example. All right, next example is I'm going to show you the Dystopia setup. Now I have 2 Destiny Fusions, a Fusion Destiny, 2 Ash Blossom, and 1 Forest. I'm only gonna need to use 1 Fusion Destiny, so Ash Blossom. We're gonna summon the Dystopia. We're gonna send Malicious and Diatag. We'll make our Dystopia. And we're going to bring out Malicious. Now, Fusion Destiny's got a secondary effect. At the end of the turn, the Fusion monster is destroyed. So if you want to keep Dystopia on the field, you can actually link summon Cross Crusader with Malicious. Get Crusader to get Dystopia back out, and he won't be destroyed at the end of the turn because he's been summoned with Cross Crusader. And you don't want to send him to the graveyard. If you really want to, you can, to get your Forest off. But I'm just, for demonstration purposes, I'm only going to do Dystopia. So now you also notice that I sent Dynatag to the graveyard with Fusion Destiny, so I can do this. I banish Dynatag to increase 1 Destiny Hero monster's attack by 1,000. Now, if you didn't know, Dystopia has a special effect where if his attack is altered, if it's not his original attack, you can actually use his effect to destroy 1 card in the field, and then his attack becomes back to its original attack. So we're gonna make him 3,800, and just to I like to do this. I like to bluff. I like to play back row. And this is the Dystopia setup. So now his main purpose is to pop any card that can be a combo starter. Like a normal summon, I destroy. If it's back row, I destroy. So I'm going to pass my turn, and let's say they normal summon or they special summon something I think is gonna be a problem, or a field spell, I can just destroy it immediately. See how you normal summon? I'm gonna use Dystopia to immediately pop it. Now they don't have normal summon, and they don't have a special summon, because normally they have to have a special summon with a normal summon, and it kind of just ruins their turn. So this is a Dystopia setup, and obviously having the Fusion Destiny I can make. That's not the point. This is just me demonstrating Dystopia. But also another fun little combo is if you manage to have enough cards to have like a board, like 3 or 4 heroes, and you have Absolute Zero and Dystopia on the field, You can actually use Dystopia to destroy Absolute Zero, and Absolute Zero's effect would go off and just Raigeki their opponent's field. I did it a few times where it's actually like it's a quick play effect, so you can actually just destroy the whole board by using Dystopia to pop one of your Absolute Zero. That's a small little tip to do, but you mostly just use it to destroy a field spell like Numeron, the Numeron spell, a field spell, a Sky Striker field spell, Lich card, or whatever. It's really good. It makes them surprisingly makes them scoop really early because that ruins their entire play. So Dystopia is actually really good. I love Dystopia. He's a cock block for sure. But that's the Dystopia setup, and there you go. All right, this is the last demonstration I can think of. This is me going second. Obviously, not every game you're going to get to go first. You're going to lose the coin flips. Or maybe some of you actually might like going second as heroes. I don't like going second as heroes. But if I lose the coin flip and they want to go first, that's fine. You carry going second cards for a reason, like Super Poly and Maxi, Ash Blossom. You have all those going second cards. This hand looks pretty crazy for going second. They have a 1700 monster. Let's just pretend this is like, I don't know, a synchro monster, a strong synchro monster. You look at your cards, and looks like you want to. Normally, I don't do this because these two cards might have the Ash Blossom. So instead of using Hero Liz first, I'm actually going to use Rhoda because you don't really need Rhoda, and it baits out the Ash Blossom. Make them think that I need this to start my playoff, and if there are hand traps, you can just go off. So now there is no negates. So I'm looking at my hand. I have Shadow Mist already, and I have Fusion Destiny. Hero Lives. So we're going to actually get Liquid Soldier with Rhoda, and we're going to use Hero Lives. And what we're going to do, since we already have Shadow Mist in our hands, I'm actually going to special summon Stratus. And I'm going to use Stratus' effect to get Forest. Then we're going to use Forest's effect, and we're going to send Shadow Mist to the graveyard. Summon them, use Forest, but do not use Shadow Mist. You want to save that effect for later. You don't want to add a hero to our hand because we don't need a hero to our hand. We need mass change. So we're gonna player increase. We'll do the same combo. Get increase out. Use increase to get our Bion. Bion's effect. We're going to dump Malicious. And obviously we're going to use Bion's secondary effect to banish Forest and get our Polymerization. Now what we want to do, since we're going second, we're going to see if we get OTK. We're going to summon Crusader. Now we're going to use Crusader's effect. Get Malicious. We're going to use Crusader's effect. Send Malicious back to the graveyard. And we're going to get Honest Neos, just to push that lethal. Now, we banish our first Malicious and summon our second Malicious to the from the deck. And now we use Polymerization. And we're going to make Sunrise. So we're going to fuse our Liquid Soldier and our Malicious on the field. Then we get our little chaining combo. Liquid Soldier first, and Sunrise second. Then Miracle Fusion, we get to draw 2 cards. We drew Mass Change. That's pretty good. We don't need Max C, so we'll just get rid of Max C. Now, we can easily just OTK right here. So it's just overloaded. And we're going to use Malicious Bane just to push, just because. I could do that, or I could do this instead. We're gonna Miracle Fusion. Absolute Zero. Doesn't matter what position. Now, if you really want to just blow up the field, you can just definitely do this. Mass Change. Summon Acid. And now this is very important. You want to chain, if you really want your monsters to be destroyed, depending on what field is most bothersome, you want to chain that first. You want monsters dead first, where they can't be negated. In a chain, you can activate Absolute Zero first. So now you activate this, they can't negate Absolute Zero unless it's called by the grave. So Acid goes off first, then Absolute Zero, and their field's wide open. Now you can calculate lethal, you have more than enough lethal. Also, I kind of got a little overwhelmed. I forgot to use Shadow Mist's effect to get Mass Change, but I already have Mass Change, so you get the idea. You get the idea. No, you don't want to use that. No. So you go for lethal. Why not? That's like one example. You could definitely draw into Mass Change with Liquid Soldier's effect. I just forgot to use it. If I'm being honest, I forgot to summon him to get the Mass Change, but you get the idea. Don't misplay like I do. That was a small misplay, but it worked out. It's the example was shown. You get the idea. But, all right, beautiful people. That is the deck. Tips and tricks and explanations. You can definitely change this deck however you want it. If you don't want to run Super Polymerization, you don't have to. If you want to run 2 Mass Change, you want to put in D-Force, you want to have 3 of these. It's all personal preference. I think 2 Hero Lives. I think 2 Hero Lives is good enough. 3 is too much. 3 Ash Blossom is too much. 3 deck. I think it's too much. I also need space for Super Poly. Yeah, this is my deck. You could definitely change it to whatever you like. I think this deck is just fine the way it is. It might change a little bit. I might take something out, like maybe if I have balls, I can take out 1 increase. But to my to my experience, having 1 increase in a deck is actually really bad, because if you draw an increase, you can't do your combo. But yeah, that's pretty much the explanation. That's pretty much everything I can think of. If you guys have any more questions, I will gladly answer them in the comments when I see them. I know I didn't explain everything, but this is basically like the basic bread and butter combos for this deck to increase your win rate, to basically like push to platinum or get plat 1. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate the support. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me out. I see a lot of views in these videos, but I ain't getting all these subs. You know what I'm saying? If you get me them subs, I'm trying to get that 1,000, yo. Anyways, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye.